Hello dear friends. Welcome back to the channel. Here, we build real confidence and real English skills step by step. You understand English. You read it. You watch videos. You even think in English sometimes. But when it is your turn to speak, your mind goes blank. Why does this happen? Most people think they are bad at English. But that is not true. The real problem is not vocabulary. It is not grammar. It is not intelligence. The real problem is fear and the way your brain processes language. Today I will show you why you understand everything but still cannot speak confidently. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what is stopping you and how to fix it. The silent fear. Sofia is 21 years old and she lives in Brazil. She has been learning English for 5 years. Every day she listens to podcasts while getting ready for college. She watches interviews in English. She reads captions and understands them easily. When someone speaks slowly, she can follow almost every word. In her room, she even repeats sentences from movies and feels confident when she is alone. But everything changes the moment real people are involved. One afternoon, her professor asks the class to introduce themselves in English. Sofia feels a sudden pressure in her chest. Her heartbeat becomes fast. Her throat feels tight. She knows a simple introduction is not difficult. She has practiced it many times in her head. Yet when she opens her mouth, the sentences do not come out smoothly. She pauses. She forgets basic words. She becomes aware of everyone looking at her. In that moment, it is not English that disappears. It is her confidence. Her brain is no longer focused on forming sentences. It is focused on protecting her from embarrassment. A silent thought runs through her mind. What if I make a mistake? What if they laugh? What if my pronunciation sounds strange? After class, she feels frustrated. She replays the situation again and again. Later that evening, she speaks perfectly in her room while practicing alone. This confuses her. If she can speak clearly alone, why not in front of others? The answer is simple but powerful. Sofia trained her brain to recognize English, not to produce it under social pressure. Listening feels safe because there is no risk. Speaking feels risky because it exposes you. And when the brain senses risk, it activates fear. When fear is active, clear thinking becomes weak. Words that were easy a few minutes ago suddenly feel distant. Sofia does not have a language problem. She has a fear response problem. And this is the silent struggle of thousands of learners who understand English very well but freeze the moment they have to speak. What is happening inside the brain? Now let us understand what is really happening inside Sofia's brain. There are two different systems involved in language learning. The first one is recognition. The second one is retrieval. Recognition is when you hear a word and your brain says, I know this. Retrieval is when your brain has to pull that word out without any help. When Sofia watches a movie, her brain is using recognition memory. The words are already in front of her. The sentences are already formed. Her job is simply to understand. This feels easy because the brain only has to match information. But when she is asked to speak, everything changes. Now her brain has to search, select words, arrange them into a sentence, check grammar, control pronunciation, and do all of this in seconds while people are watching her. That is retrieval memory. Retrieval requires stronger neural connections. And those connections only become strong through active speaking practice. There is another important factor. When Sophia feels nervous, her brain releases stress hormones like cortisol. These chemicals prepare the body for danger. They increase heart rate and reduce complex thinking ability. The brain shifts energy towards survival, not communication. This is why even simple words feel difficult in that moment. So, the problem is not that she does not know English. The problem is that her brain has not been trained for fast retrieval under mild pressure. Listening builds understanding. Speaking builds access. Without training access, fluency stays locked inside. This is why many learners say, "I understand everything but I cannot speak." They are strong in recognition but weak in retrieval. And the only way to fix retrieval is through repeated, intentional speaking practice. The confidence myth. Now here is the biggest misunderstanding. Sophia believes she needs confidence before she speaks. She tells herself that one day she will feel ready. One day she will feel fluent. One day she will feel brave enough. Until then, she decides to wait. But confidence does not come before action. It comes after action. The brain builds confidence through evidence. Every time Sophia avoids speaking, her brain records that speaking is dangerous. Avoidance becomes proof that the situation is unsafe. Fear becomes stronger. The next time she has to speak, the anxiety increases even more. On the other hand, when she speaks even a little, even imperfectly, her brain collects a different type of evidence. It learns that nothing terrible happened. No one attacked her. The world did not collapse. With every small attempt, the fear response becomes weaker. Confidence is not a personality trait. It is a memory pattern. It grows from repeated experiences of surviving small discomforts. If Sophia speaks for 2 minutes daily, even alone but with intention, her brain slowly rewires itself. If she records her voice and listens without judging herself, her brain becomes familiar with her own sound. If she speaks to one friend, then another, the social pressure feels lighter each time. Fluency is not built in silence. It is built in action. Sophia does not need to wait to feel confident. She needs to act while feeling slightly uncomfortable. That discomfort is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of growth. The 60-day transformation. Sophia decides that she is tired of waiting. She understands now that the problem is not her English. The problem is avoidance. So, she makes one simple rule. She will speak every single day, no matter what. In the first week, she speaks alone in her room for 5 minutes daily. She chooses simple topics like her day, her goals, or a movie she watched. She does not stop when she makes mistakes. She keeps going. At first it feels uncomfortable. Her sentences are slow. She repeats words. But she continues. In the second week, she starts recording her voice. The first time she listens, she feels embarrassed. Her pronunciation sounds different from what she imagined. Instead of judging herself, she listens like a learner. She notices small improvements. Her pauses become shorter. Her sentences become clearer. By the third week, she sends a short voice message in English to a friend who is also learning. Her heart beats fast before pressing send. But after the conversation ends, she feels proud. Nothing bad happened. In fact, her friend appreciates her effort. In the following weeks, Sophia joins an online speaking group. The first session is not perfect. She makes grammar mistakes. She searches for words. But she does not freeze anymore. Her brain has practiced retrieval many times. It responds faster now. The fear that once controlled her begins to shrink. After 60 days, she is not perfect. She still makes mistakes. But she speaks without panic. She can introduce herself smoothly. She can share opinions. She can handle small conversations without her mind going blank. The biggest change is not in her vocabulary. It is in her mindset. She no longer waits to feel confident. She creates confidence through action. And that is the real transformation. If you saw yourself in Sophia, listen carefully. You are not weak in English. You are untrained in using it under pressure. And that can be fixed. Your vocabulary is not the problem. Your grammar is not the real enemy. Fear is. And fear disappears when you face it in small, consistent steps. Do not wait to feel confident. Confidence is built when you speak despite the discomfort. Every time you use your voice, your brain becomes stronger. Every time you avoid it, your fear becomes stronger. The choice is yours. Remember this. Fluency is not about perfection. It is about courage in action. If this message connected with you, take action right now. Like this video so it reaches more learners who are silently struggling. Comment below with this sentence. I will speak even if I am not perfect. Share this video with one person who needs this push today. Subscribe if you are serious about transforming your confidence step by step. Press the bell icon because the next video will give you a practical speaking challenge. Do not just watch. Do not just agree. Act. Your confident version is waiting. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.